God damn it, I can't use copyrighted music. Hello. Welcome to this somewhat unscripted but edited review of what I thought of the new movie that's in theaters called Michael, which is a biopic about Mr. Michael Jackson. I mean, should I be calling him Mr.? I mean, I'm Macaulay Culkin. Alright, we got that joke out of the way. So, I'm not overly familiar with biopics. Like, I know that obviously they exist, and I know that they're all, they're corny in their own specific ways, and they sometimes fabricate the truth to make a film work, which is kind of what all film adaptations of true stories are like. They exaggerate just a little bit in order to make it more interesting for film. I'm surprised it took this long for them to make a Michael Jackson movie. I thought as soon as Bohemian Rhapsody was like a huge hit, and it was skyrocketing and all that shit, a Michael movie would have been made like a month later, like, you know what I mean? But they took their time in order to make this something that was worth sharing on screen. And does it show? Some aspect it does. I just thought the film was okay. I feel like the film doesn't really go into nearly enough detail that they probably should when talking about Michael Jackson. Like, I think they should have made, if they were going to do a two-part structure, then they would make the first part Michael Jackson making his first solo record, and that's the end of it, and it's a success. And then the second part would be kind of, it would go a little bit faster, because we already know who, this is Michael Jackson, already has popularity, would have gone through, and it could just kind of like, you know, make it a little quick film about his success and his controversy. That's how I would have gone at it. I don't know, I'm not really a filmmaker. I obviously, like I said, I'm not familiar with biopics, so I haven't seen too many, and I feel like I fell for a decent amount of the traps that a lot of these films do, except when, like, the multiple times they have to mention Neverland, which is kind of leading up to Neverland Ranch in the sequel, and, you know, it makes me wonder who's going to be playing Macaulay Culkin and who's going to be playing Corey. I thought the actors in the film, I thought Jafar Jackson was actually, he replicated his uncle Michael pretty well. And I have to give credit to the kid actor who's playing Little Michael, and that scene where he kind of gets beat by his dad. We're going to spoiler territory. It was acted pretty well by a little kid. I commend him there. Obviously, the other people in the film did well at their who they were supposed to be playing, but I feel like the people who brought Michael to life in his early stage and his later stage, I think, were definitely the standouts in this thing. I also give commends to Jafar for learning all the dances and also kind of learning how to sing like Michael. I think that was even though a lot of it was dubbed over with real Michael singing, the points where it isn't, or Jafar doing it, it's pretty accurate too. It also really made me kind of remember how great Michael Jackson's music was, but I think that's just kind of everybody knows that. But I just thought it was alright. Like, and I'm not like necessarily too big into Michael. I like his music. I think, you know, he was a great showman, and he was a great singer, but I'm not really necessarily too interested in his life story and whatever his brothers and his sisters were doing, and what his dad's up to. You know, I didn't really care. I was kind of surprised when they went over the Pepsi commercial, like, on screen, and you see Michael's, like, you know, Michael get burned up or whatever. I'm surprised they actually wanted to show that on screen, but, you know, it was an intense moment too. I just want to say that. A lot of this sounds more like praise, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. That's kind of all my thoughts. What? Okay. The thing that pissed me off most about the movie was the monkey with CGI. Why couldn't you get, with a $100 million budget, why couldn't you get a real goddamn monkey to play Bubbles and be cute? And be cute in Michael Jackson's arms, in Jafar Jackson's arms. What is going on? But anyways, it was good. Will I go see the second part? Probably. I'll go check it out. But now that I know all the traps that these kind of productions do, I think a lot of these biopics are not going to be nearly as well rated if they keep coming out and stuff like that. So, I just had to look up what my saying is. This has been a Silver Tongue Double production, and you can stick it where the sun doesn't shine. Bye. Ba ding 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 ding. Hey, hey, don't stop.